Right guys, Mark Crossfield here at AskGolfGuru Golf Country Club, talking Benross Htx drivers. Give this one a go. This driver is around 149, so it's a pretty good looking, good quality, top of the range Curricade shaft driver at 149. Surely it can't perform. Not like those expensive ones, can it? Let's get stuck in. So what do we get in the Benross Htx? Now we get a compression channel, response channel, slot on the bottom, which we see obviously in other manufacturers, other clubs trying to keep ball speeds up across the face. We get 3-piece construction, titanium, no changeability on this one. So I've got a 10.5 and obviously you cannot move it around, it is just what it is. And we get weight pushed at the back to try and keep MOI up. We're actually getting quite an old ping styling look with the markup line on the top and the colour, the kind of coloration of this club. It almost looks ping rapture-y in its design. Now we do get a club that sits closed. To me that sits left, which for the market, the demographic it's aiming at, maybe that's what they want, but I don't like the look of that in the way it sits down on the ground. Let's hit some and we'll show you some numbers from this club as well. So it sounds good, like a titanium driver. There's a good ting off the face. It's a big head down by the ball, which I like. I just don't like where the head points. Now you got to remember, 149. It's a price point that I think is very affordable, and if the quality is good, which it looks like it is, apart from it sitting closed, which some amateurs might like that, it's a good price, isn't it? I like the size of the head. I quite like the shape, to be honest. And I mean, that flight visually to me is just good. It looks good. We're going to look at some numbers in a second. It's such an interesting one with price at the minute, isn't it? As everyone is very price conscious when it comes to clubs, and you should be. It's the confusion of what you're paying for, I think, for lots of people though, isn't it? So I wouldn't say Benross are innovating anything. They didn't bring the channel to the table, they didn't bring this looks maybe to the table, so you could say they're reacting to the market. But at the end of the day, if you can hit fairways with this, it goes the distance you want it to go. If you can get custom fit for this, obviously without the changeability and those kind of things, but there are other loft options I'm sure available, but I'll check that and put it maybe down here if there is. Is it golf snobbery that we're buying into? That's just a question. Maybe it is. Shall we take a look at some of the numbers? Now the numbers are good. 263 average carry. Mine normally 262. We're using range balls, which have been going slightly further in some of the tests. Also, it's very warm here. I'm very wiry, so I've been getting some 270s, even a 280 I think in one test from other clubs, but that's still good numbers. Spinning at 2.4. It's spinning at 2,400 revs, launching at 13.5. 36 peak height, so maybe a fraction high. You got to remember it's a 10.5 loft for me. Numbers are good and fair, and it's 149. It's 149 or whatever price you buy it at. I don't know. That's just the price I've seen. They're good numbers. So I would game this club if it was the difference between playing and not playing. I wouldn't game this club if there were other options available to me, because I don't like the way it sits left. I don't like the way the neck is almost sat back from the leading edge, which gives it again this kind of almost onset feeling down at address. But I reckon if you put it in the hands of your average golfer who doesn't really mind what they look down at, they just want a club that goes, I think they would see past those things. And again, the shots, the feel, the numbers are good. Benross Htx Driver, definitely one to check out. Is it a company you've heard of? Have you got a chance of demoing? Because that's often the big thing with these kind of companies as well. Getting their network of suppliers in amongst the pro shops, so the pros are giving it to you in your demos. That's a whole new story of why people buy clubs or not. But that's feeling nice. Let me know what you think. Is it something you'd consider? Post comments down below as always.